tried to silence him. They erased his name. But he rebuilt from nothing. He fought every algorithm. They tried again and failed. Now he's back, stronger. From blackout to spotlight, he's at the White House, at the top of his game. Franchi lives.
You are about to enter another dimension, the dimension of truth, unfiltered and uncensored. Welcome to the Raw Feed with Gary Franchi.
Tonight, it begins. Corruption runs deeper. This ends now. The Raw Feed starts now.
Welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, coming to you live from the heart of America. Unfiltered truth to millions on YouTube. Hit those donation links below. Every contribution powers our gear. Every contribution keeps the party going. Help me help you. Hit those donation links. YouTube channel memberships. Special acknowledgement in the fellowship. Your super chats keep me standing. Your Rumble rants fuel every round.
Say hello to super chats.
Spread the intel. Every repost extends our reach.
Super chats fuel this spectacle. Your Rumble rants give me strength.
24/7 members-only community, behind-the-scenes discussions.
Connect with fellow patriots.
My mama always said, life is like sharing the truth. Text this stream to your friends.
What if I told you the app is real? Download the Next News Network app. Android users, take the Google Play path. iPhone users, App Store awaits.
The files are open and the names are spilling out, and Washington
is freaking out. Good evening, I'm Gary Franchi, and tonight on the Raw Feed, we're witnessing the controlled demolition of the Democrat establishment as the Epstein files detonate across Washington like a political dirty bomb. Now, in this day in history, November 19th, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address declaring that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Today, 162 years later, we're watching a very different battle. Not between North and South, but between the American people and a political class so corrupted by dark money and foreign influence that Lincoln himself would demand their immediate removal from power. And just as Lincoln faced a nation torn apart by those who put their interests above the Union, we now face politicians who sold their souls to Jeffrey Epstein, cities surrendering to violent mobs, and economic saboteurs trying to crash Trump's recovery. The parallels are undeniable, except this time, the enemy isn't wearing gray uniforms. They're wearing $1,000 suits and taking donations from convicted predators. In tonight's first bombshell, Hakeem Jeffries, the face of the modern Democrat Party, solicited and accepted donations from Jeffrey Epstein years after his conviction. Not before, not during. After the world knew exactly who Epstein was. The emails are real, the timeline is devastating, and the cover-up is collapsing. But that is just the beginning. Stacey Plaskett was literally texting with Epstein during congressional hearings, taking his advice on how to question witnesses. Now think about that. A sitting member of Congress getting real-time coaching from a convicted sex trafficker. And when the vote came to censure her, the swamp protected its own. From the halls of Congress to the streets of Dearborn, Michigan, where American citizens were attacked, maced, and surrounded by mobs chanting Allahu Akbar while police stood down, journalist Cam Higby was assaulted in broad daylight, and his attackers walked free. This is not multiculturalism. It's called conquest. Meanwhile, the radical left has launched Mass Blackout, an economic terrorism campaign designed to crash Trump's booming economy. They're calling for strikes and boycotts and shutdowns from November 25th to December 2nd. And their message is simple. If we can't control America, we will burn it down. And the Epstein tentacles reach even deeper, with new revelations that Democrat members of Congress were taking instructions from the convicted predator during official hearings. The Washington Post even confirming Plaskett's tax Epstein influenced her congressional questioning. Yet when Republicans moved to censure her, the establishment circled the wagons to protect their own. And in their final act of desperation, yes, the Democrats unveiled, ready for this, the Stop Ballroom Bribery Act, attempting to criminalize Trump's privately funded White House renovations while they swim in Epstein's blood money. The projection is off the charts. 5 stories, one theme. The establishment will destroy America before they let us take it back. But here's what they don't understand. We're not asking permission anymore. The American people are done negotiating with corruption. We're done accepting their lies. And we're done pretending this is politics as usual. So buckle up, because tonight we're exposing it all. The money, the violence, the sabotage, the hypocrisy, the corruption. This is the Raw Feed, and the gloves are off. Let's welcome you to the show. Mrs. Pothead Kenny, Karen Finley, James Fay coming in hot with a $10 super chat right out the gate. Hello, N3 Patriots, he says. Yeehaw! Damon is here. Who else is in the house? Jeffrey Ross, Roger Thacker, Jerome, AJ Cruz, Bless Mess, Jose, Scott Edwards. Everyone filing in. Running Bear is back. Who else is here? Cher Carr is in the house. AJ Cruz, Jerome, James, Roger, Karen, and Tony, and Running, and Roger and James. Who else is here? Deb, Karen, Jose, Irony Rose. Who else is in the house? It's the kid. 916. What's up, man? Tyson Curie, what's up? Good to see you. Everybody is filing in. Make sure you copy the link and send the link out to your friends via text message. That's how we continue to spread the word of this program. Now, Brian, let's get into our first topic of the night. We got lots of news to break down because it's exploding everywhere. Oh, hey, Lynn. Thank you for that $3. Appreciate that. Okay, Brian, I'm ready. All right, Brian, I'm ready. Yep, I hear you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see will change everything you thought you knew about who really runs Washington. The sealed files are opening, the names are tumbling out, and the Democrat Party's darkest secret just went nuclear. Because the man they took money from, the man they protected, was Jeffrey Epstein. Years after his conviction, years after the world knew, and now the receipts are here. Now, this isn't just another scandal, okay? This is the thread that unravels the entire fabric of Democrat power. We're talking about the House Minority Leader taking cash from a convicted predator. We're talking about major party leaders who knew exactly who Epstein was and cashed his checks anyway. Every Democrat who took his money is now radioactive. Every connection now a liability. Every donation is evidence. And here's what should terrify every American. If they were this comfortable with Epstein after his conviction, what were they doing before? Right? How deep does this go? How many campaigns were funded? How many politicians were compromised? The entire Democrat fundraising machine is now under the microscope. And what we're finding makes Watergate look like jaywalking. Your government wasn't just corrupt. It was bought and paid for by the most notorious predator in modern history. And speaking of being prepared for when systems collapse, let me tell you about My Patriot Supply, because right now they've got a special deal on their 3-month emergency food kit. Save $100 while supplies last. This kit gives you over 2,000 calories a day for 90 days. We're talking real meals, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, even snacks, not just freeze-dried mush. Everything's packed in sturdy buckets made right here in the good old US of A. Lasts up to 25 years. No MSG, no junk, just food you can count on when it matters most. And yes, they've got fast, free shipping, 30-day returns, even disaster replacement guarantee. So when disaster strikes, your family will be eating 3 meals a day while others scramble. The link is down below. Go to preparewithgary.com and get prepared. Now, here's where it gets worse. You see, the Democrats didn't just take Epstein's money. They actively covered for him. The Oversight Committee just revealed that Democrats cherry-picked 3 emails out of 23,000 pages, then made their own redactions to hide Virginia Giuffre's name. Why? Because she publicly stated Trump never did anything wrong. They buried exonerating evidence while pushing a false narrative. The White House press secretary exposing their entire game, that they hid the fact that their star witness said Trump did nothing wrong. The cover-up absolutely crumbling. Here we have, oh, look at the meme. Hakeem Jeffries and Jeffrey Epstein arm in arm. Such a nice picture. Oh, here's Hakeem all getting totally confronted by Alison Steinberg from Lindell. But let's check in with President Trump and something he's going to pull out of his pocket here for you.
Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax, and ABC's your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you now, I just got a little report.
Oh, yeah, ABC is the fake news. Now, check this out. This clip is absolutely fire. Alison Steinberg, White House correspondent with Lindell News. I mean, she's doing amazing work these days. I let her know it. I shot her a text message the other day. I said, you just keep it up. You are on fire. Now, Ronald UP Man says, Jeffries was slurping and burping for a check from Epstein. Get off your knees, Hakeem, and wipe your chin. Ooh. And then Mark Ultra MAGA said Hakeem Jeffries fails to answer a question about recent reports claiming he personally accepted money from Epstein and hosted him for a private dinner. The claim stems from a 2013 email released this week by Republican members of the House Oversight Committee. The email sent by a Democrat-aligned consulting firm working for Jeffries' congressional campaign invited Epstein to a Brooklyn fundraiser dinner on October 23rd, 2013. Instead, Jeffries simply deflected and blamed Republicans for stalling the release of the Epstein files. The same files Democrats sat on during the Biden 4 years in office. Let's go to Allison in the congressional press room.
Money House Oversight Chairman Comer said yesterday on the floor that you had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner and took money from him back in 2013. This was after he was on the sex offender list. Any comment on that? And will you be holding members accountable regardless of party affiliation if there were any misdeeds related to the Epstein files?
Was that a serious question or a serious statement from malignant clown James Comer that I had Jeff?
Wow. Look at how he just goes out and starts attacking.
Or a serious statement from malignant clown James Comer that I had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner, that I accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein. What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity on things that are objectively verifiable. And why do they do that? It's because for months, Republicans have been burying the Jeffrey Epstein files.
For months. Yeah, you guys buried it for 4 years during the Biden administration.
Not Democrats. Our view continues to be the same. We want to make sure that what the survivors have asked for, which is full and complete transparency in order to bring about accountability, actually happens. And Congress decisively and in a bipartisan way acted yesterday with respect to the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. That's a victory for the survivors and a victory for the American people. And Donald Trump needs to sign that bill into law expeditiously.
House Oversight Chairman Comer said yesterday.
But did you take the money? Simple yes or no. And are you going to hold others accountable? Yes or no? Complete deflection, completely ignoring the question. So this is the email evidence. Hakeem Jeffries had solicited donations from Jeffrey Epstein. I think this is classic political karma. That's what Political Pulse writes. Now, we did uncover this email a couple days ago, but now it is blowing up everywhere. The reactions are fast and swift and deflecting. Dear Jeffrey, we're thrilled to announce that we're working with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, one of the rising stars in the New York congressional delegation, sometimes referred to as Brooklyn's Barack. He's a staunch supporter of President Obama and a progressive voice for the people of New York City. New York One did a public piece about his work on the vitally important budget and judiciary committees in Washington. You can watch the video here or read the text below. Oh, there it is. In black and white, directly to Jeffrey Epstein email inbox. Yeah. So what we need to find out now is exactly how much money went to Hakeem Jeffries. That will take a little bit of digging through the Federal Election Committee, but I'm sure we can find it. House Oversight Chair James Comer is preparing to arrest Bill and Hillary Clinton if they don't comply with Epstein subpoenas. This, the big headline over at InfoWars. House Oversight Chair Comer prepared to arrest Bill and Hillary if they don't comply with the Epstein subpoenas. House Oversight Chair says Clintons could receive Bannon and Peter Navarro treatment if they don't comply. Aidan Salazar, the author here. Ex-President Bill Clinton, former First Lady Hillary Clinton could face arrest if they refuse to comply with subpoenas or testify regarding Jeffrey Epstein, Comer warned. Speaking to Real America's Voice on Tuesday, following the House passage of the Epstein File Transparency Act, Comer confirmed if the ex-president and his wife refuse to comply, they will be given the Bannon Navarro treatment. 100%. Oh, you want to see it? Check this out.
Mr. Chairman, there are two very important people that you subpoenaed early on, or excuse me, that you asked to voluntarily cooperate. They didn't schedule their interviews. Now there's a subpoena. But Bill and Hillary Clinton, if they continue to duck you, will you take them to court? Will you try to enforce a subpoena? Will you go the Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro route?
100%. We're going to go that route. We expect to hear from Bill and Hillary Clinton. Look, Donald Trump's answered questions for years about Jeffrey Epstein. Every day he gets asked questions about Epstein, and he answers them in front of the American people. We've subpoenaed Republicans and Democrats. 2 Republicans have come forward, Bill Barr and Alex Acosta. They did interviews and deposition, and those were tough, but they did them. They didn't back down. Other Democrats have sent letters that saying they knew nothing about Epstein, which would hold in court if something ever comes out that they did know something, then they've committed perjury there. But the Clintons have never responded. They're the one group in this investigation that's never had to answer questions in front of a credible reporter, and they've never certainly answered questions from attorneys or members of Congress. So we expect the Clintons to come in, or I expect the Clintons to be met with the same fate that Bannon and Navarro were met with when the Democrats were in control.
Oh, yeah, baby. It is all coming out now.
Subpoenaed early on.
Bill and Hillary Clinton going to get the Bannon-Navarro treatment. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that. You know what they did to those guys. Perp walks, mug shots, leg irons. I mean, it was bad what they did to Navarro. Here's the press secretary talking about the big scandal.
And if you look at how this Epstein story sort of evolved over the past week, it's classic Washington hoax.
Yes.
You have Democrats on the Oversight Committee leaking redacted information to their favorite reporter at CNN, who then pops the story with that redacted information and does not reveal that the unredacted version is available. And the unredacted version proves that the so-called victim in this email is a woman who is unfortunately deceased, but prior to her death said on numerous occasions that President Trump never did anything wrong and was always incredibly friendly in her interactions with him. And so it's a purposeful leak to try to manufacture this news cycle to drag the president. And we've seen this play out so many times. It is a classic playbook of the Democrats using their friends in the fake news to spin up a narrative about the president. And so we just don't tolerate it. We don't give in. We just call it out for what it is. And we move on and we focus on the issues that we know the president was elected on. And I would just add one more thing on Epstein. I mean, the Department of Justice has turned over tens of thousands of pages to the House Oversight Committee and to the American people. I mean, they released everything that's legally releasable online or to the House Oversight Committee. They also tried to move grand juries to unseal documents in various states. And unfortunately, those judges declined. And they've been fully cooperating with the House Oversight Committee. So this idea that there's files that the DOJ is hiding or that this administration is not being transparent is just totally false. It's a fallacy. And I understand people have questions, and when you're on the outside, you're skeptical of government, and people should be. But there is literally nothing to hide, and President Trump has maintained that this entire time. And so, again, this is a classic playbook being run by the Democrats. And one last thing, it's not a coincidence that this leak came on the morning of the president signing a bill to reopen the government. Right. If you look at how
this narrative control, it's very simple. That's how they do it. Hakeem Jeffries solicited campaign donations from Epstein in 2013, years after convictions, according to emails released from the Epstein estate. Yeah, weird. Isn't that weird? And here we have Alison Steinberg again. Here she is, must watch. 24 hours ago, we asked Representative Troy Nehls about Hakeem Jeffries reportedly accepting campaign donations from Epstein, and his response pulled no punches. Buckle up.
Comer just said on the House floor that Hakeem Jeffries' campaign accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein in 2013. I mean, what's your response to that, and should he step down?
No, I don't think it. Was Jeffrey Epstein convicted in 2013?
Well, there was some sketchy stuff
coming out. What I'm saying is, come on, I don't think he was convicted in 2013. So the point is, you could say the Plaskett, the whatever the gal is, that was texting Trump, in the hearing. While, you could probably say she accepted thousands of dollars, I think up to $30,000 or something, and they didn't give it back. The DCCC didn't give the money back. So it's just, listen.
No, I just want to inject a correction here. He said emailing or texting Trump. He just simply misspoke. He meant Epstein, and he's getting the timeline mixed up too because Epstein was already convicted at that time. So, this congressman doesn't have all of his facts in order, but I mean, the general message comes through. I just wanted to clarify that for you guys as you're watching. You probably caught it too.
In the hearing, you could probably say she accepted thousands of dollars, I think up to $30,000 or something, and they didn't give it back. The DCCC didn't give the money back. So it's just, listen, this place is nothing but a big swampy place, right?
True.
And if you're ever going to fix Washington, D.C., you got to get the money out of it.
Yeah.
You got to get the money out of it. But I want to go back to what the media, the dishonest media, the fake media has done to Donald Trump over this. Thousands of people out there calling Donald Trump a pedophile. Donald Trump is a God-fearing, good, great father, the greatest president in my lifetime, and people are saying he's a pedophile. Why? Because of the crap you guys are peddling, making it sound like he's actually tied to Jeffrey Epstein. And when you find out he's not, what?
She's like, the crap you guys are peddling. He's assuming that she's a member of the fake news industrial complex, when in fact she's part of Lindell TV, which is a member of our team.
Are you going to say then? What's going to happen? Are you going to sound like he's actually tied to Jeffrey Epstein? And when you find out he's not, what are you going to say then? What's going to happen? Are you ever going to say, you know what, we got this one wrong? We should be better than that.
Right.
The American people just want truth. That's why your ratings are in the toilet.
Well, not us. We're with Lindell TV, and we actually support the president.
I think Lindell's great. I like him, too. I like his pillows.
Okay.
My wife loves his pillows. But the point, and he got a shaft, too, there. He got a
Sure
shaft,
did.
too. All that money he had to spend on that. They tried to
She had to clarify. That was I love it. That was great.
bankrupt the guy. I think
Right.
he's great. You tell Mike I said hello, okay?
I sure will.
You got a great Texas. Texas loves him. He should come down and run for office. He'd be great.
You just might.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Congressman. Take care. Comer just said on the
Oh, that was funny. She's like, I'm actually with Lindell TV. Okay, so the trap has been sprung. How many former and current Democrat campaigns and careers were funded by Epstein? The answer, almost all of them. This guy's take is freaking good. Let's listen.
With him every single.
Need to report a murder in Washington, D.C., 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because President Trump just murdered the Democrat Party. We told you that what was been going on this whole time with the Epstein files was President Trump was walking him into a trap. And every single dump that continues to be let out shows us that the only thing at the bottom of the Epstein well are Democrats. And President Trump just filleted them in the Oval Office with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear.
Oh,
All these
that's
guys
a
were
good
friends
one.
of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me.
Told you this was a trap. He was walking them right into the trap. He's got them right where they want them because the only thing at the bottom of the Epstein well is Democrats. All of the money that he gave to Democrats. And let's be clear, these were Democrats who went to him. They crawled to Epstein begging him for donations for their campaigns. They crawled there. Bill Clinton, by the way, had Epstein at the White House 17 times while he was the president. And then he went on to fly on Epstein's plane 26 times. None of you care about any of that. But Trump has put them right smack in the middle of the bear trap, and the trap is closing, and they're all going to be stuck in it. This is amazing. Hakeem Jeffries, went begging for money. Stacey Plaskett owes her entire political career to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine Rumler, who we're starting to wonder if Catherine Rumler was the replacement for Ghislaine Maxwell, because that certainly seems like that's exactly what she was for many years, at least 5 years. Bill Gates, Andrew Weissman, the list goes on and on. And you may notice something. None of those are Trump, because he's exactly right. He kicked Epstein out of his club many years ago when he found out what he was.
Boom! The trap has been sprung. Oh, this is glorious. Oh, here's Jasmine Crockett, the low IQ genius on Capitol Hill. Look at what she's wearing, man. Oh, she looks like she is ready, man.
He is, quote unquote. What do you make of his change of direction when it comes to wanting to release the Epstein files?
Oh, I don't think that there's a change of direction. I mean, I think that they finally came up with whatever their scheme is going to be to make sure that he is, quote unquote, protected from, all of his dirtiest secrets being revealed. But the reality is that we know that he's a nasty individual. We know that he's a creep. I mean, we knew this. They knew this when they voted for him the very first time and the second time, and for those that voted for him the third time, because we had the tape, the Hollywood Access tape, where he was talking about grabbing women by the pee. We had the lawsuits that have been filed against him, where he and Jeffrey Epstein were named together as being rapists. So, this is a matter of people just not wanting to see what's in front of them. It's amazing how people can come up with, all kinds of stories on people they don't like and then ignore the truth about people that they do like. And I don't understand why
kind of like you're ignoring the truth about Bill Gates and Bill Clinton, all of those folks, right? Yeah, Summers, Weissman, all of them, right? Just convenient to ignore them. Yeah, we know they're in the files, but we won't talk about them. Projection.
So much. Because he clearly don't like them. Because when 42 million people, and I know some of them had to be MAGA, when they needed to line up to get their EBT, and it wasn't nothing there, he didn't care. So, I think that people need to get back to prioritizing themselves and their families.
Okay, enough of her. I'm cutting her off. Too much airtime for that weirdo. Okay, more from Lindell TV. They're on fire these days. They asked Ro Khanna if Hakeem Jeffries should return the money after reports he solicited donations from Epstein in 2013. Check it out.
I don't know if it...
Any comment on Hakeem Jeffries' campaign soliciting money from Jeffrey Epstein himself back in 2013?
It's the first time hearing about it, obviously.
Comer said it on the floor.
Well, I don't know if it's true. I mean, you're just saying it, but obviously anyone who took money from him should return the money or didn't donate the money. And
Did he step down as leader?
I have to look at what you're saying. It's the first time hearing about it, but he should certainly return the money or donate the money. And it's the first time, honestly, hearing about it.
Any comment on
Ro Khanna caught off guard with that one. Representative Clay Higgins from Louisiana was the lone no vote on the release of the Epstein files. And 50 Shades of Way writes, it should be no surprise he's in favor of assault. Here's a video of him putting his hands all over someone without their consent. What's this about? Wait, where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
You can't. No, you're out. You're out.
Oh, I remember this.
You're out. You're out.
No, this person was an agitator, so yeah. Yeah, it's no comparison here. But it is curious as to why he was the lone no vote. 21 hours ago, Caitlin Collins of CNN, another White House correspondent like yours truly, she writes that with Trump set to sign the Epstein bill, Thomas Massie says their recourse will be legal if the files aren't released.
Steep climb. If the administration doesn't release what it has, what will you do as the two who led this charge and were the originals that are the reason we're here tonight?
Well, as Rose said, there are criminal penalties if they don't follow the law. And that's the recourse that we would follow. We undertook a very steep hill, a steep climb to get this done. There have been subpoenas, there have been resolutions, there's been an oversight committee. Those are all sort of Mother May I request to the administration. We decided to do this as a law, which means it has to pass both chambers and even be signed by the man who was opposed to it. At least be presented to him. He could have always vetoed it. And because we're going to overcome all three of those hurdles, our recourse is legal now. These people could eventually go to jail for not releasing these files.
If the
They could go to jail for
doesn't-
not releasing the files. I don't think that's going to happen. Finally, at least one lefty gets it. Here's Chunk Uger.
Oh, I'm on the left, I'm a Democrat, but what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial, and he's watching. I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings, and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graff, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question. And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing, right? You gotta be fair and you gotta call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth, back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying. And he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed.
They stay bought or blackmailed. Chunk Uger. Certainly seeing the light of this issue here. Moving right along, Scott Jennings sparring with Joshua Doss, who accuses him of being a racist for using the phrase, "This is an IQ test." Rare bipartisan moment.
No, I don't. That's exactly the. Scott, you keep saying, well, he didn't do anything. There's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
If that's true, it is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is,
you think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh my goodness,
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott, that's
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott,
it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously, Larry Summers was involved. Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was
just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test.
That's what
I feel like I heard that, and so I just want to say something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it racial? Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that.
By the way, we know each other and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so we don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know.
Absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Oh, please! Over there on CNN, they're always trying, always reaching. Here's more from Caitlin Collins. Jenna Lisa Jones, an Epstein survivor who voted for Trump because of his support for releasing the files, agrees he should invite survivors to the Oval Office.
In your head, yes. When Congressman Khanna is saying that the president should have you and the other survivors there when he signs this bill.
He owes us that much. He owes us an apology.
for sure. And I think that would be one way of showing some remorse for this drawn out process that didn't need to be.
And you don't see this in a political way. I was listening to you this morning. You said you voted for President Trump, actually, but your plea was to stop making this about him and to essentially start making it about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, he really ran his campaign on this. This is why I voted for him. This release of these files has been so important to me for so long that when he ran with that, I really had some hope that someone was going to do something about it, no matter what the motive was, right, behind it, that he was going to release them and so solidarity with us. But then he completely flipped. And I mean, he was even working with our lawyers and stuff. So it was really hard to go from helping us to completely turning on us and then calling it a Democratic hoax when he knew it wasn't. So he thought it was just a political play, and I think that was wrong, and I think that added fuel to the fire against both parties, and where it didn't need to be.
Well, look, it was a Democrat hoax because they kept saying, they're still saying he's in the files. But here's the real deal. Hakeem Jeffries, all right, the Timu Obama, the future of the Democrat Party, personally solicited donations from Epstein back in 2013. Okay, not 2003, not before anybody knew. 2013, years after Epstein's conviction made international headlines. The emails are real, timeline undeniable, and when asked about it, even fellow Democrats are running for cover. Representative Troy Nehls didn't mince any words. You want to fix D.C., get the money out of it. The money he's talking about? Epstein's money, Democrat money. So this changes everything. The same Democrats who spent years calling Trump a threat to democracy were literally taking money from Jeffrey Epstein after the world knew he was a monster. They knew exactly who he was. They knew exactly what he did. And they cashed the checks anyway. This is not corruption. It is complicity. Every American needs to understand that the people lecturing us about morality were swimming in the darkest money imaginable. The cover-up has failed, and the files are opening, and the reckoning has begun. So here's my question. Let's have a conversation now in the comment section. Should every politician who took Epstein money be forced to resign immediately? Yes or no? Let's talk about it. And while you're at it, make sure you check out our Next News merch shop. The link's in the description. Real journalism needs your support now more than ever. Because if we don't expose them, who will? And speaking of support, okay, so right out the gate, we had James Fay dropping $10. Hello, N3 Patriots. And the Northlander came in with $20. Keep up the good work, Gary. Thank you so much, Northlander. That was about 30-something minutes ago. And then Lynn came in with $3 per character with lovey-dovey eyes, blowing red hearts in the air. Oh, cute. Thank you, Lynn. And Stephen W., per character, doing a classic mic drop, $5 in the jar. Where are we at right now? We should be seeing, and what is the grand total? Grand total is, come on, load page. Page load. $38. $38 right there. And we're just getting started. You know the goal tonight is 100 buckaroos. What is today? Where we're at? Oh, this stuff. Man, they really think they can do this? They really actually think they can do this. Oh, wait till you find out what they think they can do. All right. Buckle up, guys. This next one's going to blow your mind. What if I told you the radical left just declared economic war on America? Not metaphorically, not symbolically. I'm talking literally. They've actually set a date. They've even named their operation, and they're openly recruiting soldiers for their assault on Trump's booming economy. It's called the mass blackout, and it's designed to crash your prosperity because they can't stand who's in the White House. Orange man bad! You see, this is economic terrorism with a hashtag. Now, from November 25th to December 2nd, the left is calling for a total economic shutdown. Oh, what's significant about those dates? Oh, right in the middle of Black Friday. You know, Black Friday numbers are indicators of economic prosperity. So they're trying to artificially manipulate those numbers by having all the purple-haired weirdos not shop at Target. Okay? Not even work. No spending, no commerce. Right as the holiday season kicks into high gear, they want to pull the plug on American prosperity. So think about what this means. Small businesses already hanging by a thread will lose their biggest sales week. Workers who need every paycheck will be pressured to walk off the job. Families trying to put food on the table will watch as radicals try to empty the shelves. Now, it's not protest, it's sabotage, and the timing is no accident. You see, Trump's economy is roaring back, jobs are up, growth is exploding, and the left just can't stand it. So if they can't beat him at the ballot box or in Butler, right, if they can't stop him with lawfare, they'll try to crater the economy and blame him for the damage. This is their nuclear option. And while the left plots economic chaos, I've discovered something that creates real lasting value. C60 Evo. This Nobel Prize winning molecule made lab animals live 90% longer in the famous Paris study. Now I know why. My brain fog gone. Joint pain I've had for years virtually eliminated. My wife's skin looks 10 years younger. My energy levels feel like I'm 20 years younger. This molecule, 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, worth more than gold per ounce. The scientist, Chris Burres, who's been making this in his Houston lab since '91, it's not just another antioxidant. It works at the cellular level where aging actually happens. So visit c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN for exclusive savings. They got a holiday special only for you guys. So whether you want more energy, clearer skin, clearer thinking, or just to feel young again, this is your answer. But here's the beautiful irony. Even liberals can't agree on their own doomsday plan. While some are passing around instruction manuals for economic destruction, others are publicly rejecting it. One user perfectly captured the insanity. So you're telling me I can shop without dealing with liberals? Don't threaten me with a good time. The mass blackout isn't hurting Trump. It's actually giving normal Americans a vacation from left-wing meltdowns. Even better, this economic tantrum is exposing their true agenda. They are literally admitting, if you take away money, they don't have power. Here it is. Check it out. Mass blackout. We're not asking, we're shutting it down. November 25th, December 2nd. The largest economic blackout protest in U.S. history begins November 25th. No work, no spending, no restaurants, no projects, no events, nothing. Yeah, that's what they are planning. Now check this out. Here's a reaction. You see at the top there. Someone needs to tell this fool. We just experienced a 40-day mass blackout caused by the Democrats closing the government and not paying anyone. Can't fix stupid. Yeah, how soon they forget that we just went through economic turmoil. Airports shut down, TSA people not showing up to work, air traffic controllers calling in sick, driving Uber, government people not getting paid, contract. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. We covered it for 40 freaking days. Democrats are advertising a mass blackout to begin next week where they don't work, spend money in order to crash Trump's economy and take the country back. Oh, my goodness. These people are absolute loons. Let's look at some reaction. Rob Scherf. When you pull a stunt like this, mass blackout, the only folks who take the beating are the mom and pop shops, the real backbone of the country. Small business owners who open the doors at 6 a.m., keep the lights on, hire local kids, and pray Sacramento or D.C. doesn't invent another surprise tax before lunchtime. Meanwhile, the Fortune 500 giants and OEMs, they won't lose a heartbeat. They'll reroute, pivot, ship product to Asia, Europe, anywhere where people are still spending money. These companies are like seasoned card sharks. When one table goes cold, they just slide over to the next one with a fresh stack of chips. So the blackout doesn't hurt the system. It hurts the people who actually live here. Mom and pop bleed while the big boys sell the same inventory somewhere sunny and never break a stride. Chad Prather posting this. Democrats are urging a mass blackout, asking SNAP and welfare recipients to not spend any money so they can disrupt Trump's economy. They're asking SNAP and welfare recipients to not spend any money. They just went through that. I think, well, how long did that last with them? I think a couple weeks with no money on their SNAP cards. These people are totally brain dead. Inbound. Liberals are joining. Looks like we got a nice little montage of freaks. They're joining the mass blackout attempt to crash Trump's economy. They're going to skip work for a week. I hope they get fired, too.
Beautiful boycott they did. I heard there was a boycott being planned, and I am all in.
I know you weren't about to scroll, as I'm about to tell you the most important piece of information of the day.
Wait, is that what? What's going on here?
There's a boycott being planned, and I am all in.
I know you weren't about to scroll, as I'm about to tell you the most important piece of information of the day.
Oh, wait, what are your pronouns? Let me guess, they, them?
A mass blackout is planned November 22nd to December 2nd. A few organizations got together like Blackout America, May Day, Sick Day, and Big Beautiful Boycott. They did this one day last month and it was successful. So this time we're doing it for a whole week. This is a people-powered movement. And I can get behind this. It's like a pushback towards fascism, greed, lies, consumerism. Somebody said we are not powerless and we should decide where our money goes. And I agree. If you agree.
Oh, so you're not going to spend any money for an entire week? Oh, yeah, not even that secret Amazon purchase? Huh? You're not going to try and just, I'm not going to go to the store, but I'll go on Amazon. Got that Prime, right? Going to have next day, right? Got to get my fake nails. Yeah.
Too, and you want to participate, I'm going to explain how. You don't have to do every single thing on the list. It's not realistic, but just do what you can.
All right, let's hear.
And please don't comment any negativity like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Like I said, do what you can. If you feel like you can't do anything on the list, just share it. Share this video, make your own, just share the message. The first one is no work, and I know that's not realistic for a lot of us, but if you have PTO, take it. If you have to go, do the bare minimum. You're still
take it. So they're going to use their pay time off for this. Oh, okay, that's a joke.
Slowing the flow of profit by doing the bare minimum. Don't clock in early, don't stay late, take that whole hour lunch break. And again, if neither one of them,
basically don't put on all the flair is what you're saying. Like just, don't do anything extra. No little extras at work that week, guys. If you have to, just slow roll it. Yeah, just slow roll it.
Those work for you, engage in the other parts of the blackout. Especially no spending. We're not giving any money to mega corporations at all. So no Walmart, Target, Amazon, Uber Eats. Just for 1 week, save your money and pretend like those conveniences don't even exist.
I want to see her Amazon wish list.
How to prepare, because for that week, you're going to need to eat. Some people need medicine, so try to buy all of that before November 25th. Not the day before, though. They're asking people not to wait.
So if you got all this other stuff, do it beforehand. So that basically defeats the purpose. You're going to buy it anyway, so just buy it a week ahead of time. Sure, okay.
Until the day before, so there's not an influx of purchases. And if you can, try to get your food from local shops. So community-owned stores, maybe a local pharmacy. Also put off anything that can wait. Any events, deliveries, projects. Even if you have a bill that's going to be due that week, pay it ahead of time if you can. We're not spending any money that week. And before that week...
You just don't pay your bills that week, by the way. Don't pay your bills. Don't pay your insurance. Don't pay your car payment. Don't pay your mortgage. And then what happens? Rack up some late fees. You see how smart these people are?
We're only spending it locally, no corporations. Even after the week is over, you should still support small businesses, no corporations. I know personally I did see a lot of people ask, why is it only a week? In my opinion, if it was longer, people would just skip over it. They would say it's just too unrealistic and just skip over it. And if enough of us actually do it, 1 week will definitely hit them where it hurts for sure. Today, now, most stores, a lot of stores allegedly are raising their prices just so the sales, the Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales will seem so much better. You shouldn't support that type of manipulation anyway. Most of us fall for it every time. That's why they keep doing it. But it's time to stop. It's literally our consumerism that fuels this exploited system. And the way to make...
Okay. Orange man bad. We get it. Mass blackout. Sam Bismuth. What's he got to say?
So-called left. This is the type of shit that trends on the so-called left of today. Don't buy anything for a week. don't work for a week. No backing out. Prepare for the impact. It's going to be the biggest thing ever, guys. No, it's not. No, it's not, because most people cannot even participate in this. Even if they did, nothing would happen. These types of viral social media campaigns have a very simple purpose, and it's not to make social change. It is to make people who cannot participate, which is the majority of people, or people who aren't sure whether to participate, feel that they're not dedicated enough and they can't actually be part of the left. This image is nothing but gatekeeping and distraction in disguise. The American Communist Party is the only real left. We don't do this shit. This is the type of
he's
shit.
He's a communist. At the end of the day, right? Is that what he said? Did I hear that correctly? He just admits he's a communist at the end. We don't do this.
Communist Party is the only real, is nothing but gatekeeping and distraction in disguise. The American Communist Party is the only real left. We don't do this shit.
So he's a communist on top of it. Oh, here's they, them. We found they, them.
I've been tagged in all kinds of... I know you weren't about to scroll, as I'm about to tell you the most important piece of information of the day. I've been tagged in all kinds of videos...
The most important, guys. This one is the most important. Don't look away. Don't scroll away. They, them has something to say
about this, so I'm going to speak on it. The mass blackout, which is happening from November 25th to December 2nd, I'm all in. I'm engaging. I'm participating.
All in. They, them is all in, folks. Gonna knock out every bullet point. This is this is the most glorious virtue signal ever for they, them. She, they, I don't know what I almost said a pronoun. How dare you?
How dare you? I'll be advocating for this with the Big Beautiful Boycott. We'll be pushing that information in our Discord as well as on our website once it's up and running. The People's Sick Day.
Once our website gets up and running, we have to pay the bill for it first, by the way. So we got to pay the bill before the blackout happens.
Who I have also advocated for that movement and their leadership. They've picked these dates as well. All of us, we're all coming together because we have to be one unified front. I'm going to go through the list of asks. You guys are going to flip out. That's fine, but I'm asking you to stay with me because I have a plan for you on the other end of this. First and foremost, if you want to take your country back, all you got to do is hit the pockets of the millionaires, billionaires, and the regime at the helm right now. They speak two languages, money and power. They hold hands. If you take away money, they don't have power. So the asks are this. No work. We'll talk about it. Don't flip out. No spending. No restaurants twice, by the way. Super important. We don't need to go out to a restaurant to eat. We don't need...
No restaurants twice. That means you can only go to Starbucks one time that week. Only one time. All right? You can't go to McDonald's more than once. No sneaking around the drive-thru.
DoorDash, and we don't need Uber Eats. I lived in the 90s. I know there wasn't that. No projects, no events. Let's talk about what all of
you're going to take us back to the 90s now. Oh, this is real throwback. Back in the in the dark ages. Before we had smartphones and Uber Eats. I remember those times. The struggle was real. We had to actually go to the store. You couldn't get McDonald's on Uber. You had to go to the drive-thru. You had to walk through the doors. The hardest times. How did we make it through the dark ages of the 90s? Oh, this is a joke.
This means and how to prepare for it. I've put together a checklist. All you have to do is follow the checklist, and we'll be good to go.
Let's follow the checklist. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm also going to put this picture of this checklist in the comments, so make sure you boost that so it stays at the top, and also make sure you save a copy for yourself.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to actually print it out. I'm going to put it on my fridge.
And groceries.
But my fridge is going to be empty. Don't you worry. I won't even need to open it because I'm in the blackout.
Eat during this time, right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stock up on food, household items, and medications prior to...
There it is again. Stock up. Stock up. Buy everything ahead of time. Oh, these people are freaking stupid.
November 25th. Now, we don't want there to be a surge in spending prior to the blackout. So what we're asking is that you buy from local or community-owned stores whenever possible, and you only buy exactly what you need to get through that brief period of time.
Yeah, this is a critical week, folks.
Number 2, your finances. Make sure you pay your bills and complete essential purchases before the blackout period. We're not going above and beyond. We don't need to spend more than we usually do. Just make sure everything that is going to be due during that time is taken care of.
Got it.
We are going to avoid large corporate spending during November 25th to December 2nd. If you must spend, you need to do it within a local business, a small business, something like that. We are not going to engage.
Yeah, no Walmart, no Target, no Best Buy, no Dick's Sporting Goods.
With major corporations. Now, work is where people get a little bit hesitant. So we're just going to ask that you do what you can. If you have PTO that you can use, that you can take some days off, do it. If you can't, well, then you're still showing up, but you're doing only the essential work. You're not going above and beyond. You're not going in early. You're not staying late. You are taking
just the bare minimum. Remember
that full hour lunch break. Whatever your setup is, you are doing the bare minimum, because by doing the bare minimum, you are actually taking longer for money to move through the process. You know what I'm saying? We are also going to pause anything that's optional, whether it is deliveries or a project or something that can be put on the back burner. It gets put on the back burner.
We're going to just put all those things on the back burner, guy. That's what you got to do. Just put it all on the back burner.
The other thing, too, is if you can't miss work, I get it. You need to make sure you're engaging in the economic blackout part of this, that you're not.
So does that mean I can't upload YouTube videos? Does that mean I can't report the news? What am I going to do?
Now, let's go to number 4, which is communication and awareness. So we are going to inform our friends, our family, anyone that we interact with on a daily basis of our plans for spending or work.
Yeah, this is critical, guys. We need to make sure our friends know why we're not going out to the Starbucks for our weekly Antifa meeting. We got to let them know. But don't worry, they won't be there either, so everyone's going to understand. But some of those folks, your MAGA friends, the ones who like Orange Man, yeah, you got to sort of tell them.
Because it is going to fall. Yes, it's going to fall over Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of those important things. You need to let people know why you are not spending and maybe encourage them to join you, okay? You need to share this information responsibly, focusing on the peaceful, legal parts of it. Go ahead and share this video, repost this video, make your own video. I don't care how the information gets out. If you feel like you can't do any of the asks, at least push this information out for others. And then last but not least, after the blackout, we are going to resume spending with independent and local businesses.
Okay, enough of you. Enough of you. Do we have, seriously, American Papa Bear? All right, it looks like he's got some commentary. It looks like the liberals are trying to pull a No King's Day 3.0, calling it mass blackout. No work, no spending. You tell me I can't go out shopping and not have to deal with any liberals? Yeah. So, guys, basically, they're creating their own safe spaces. You understand what he's saying here? Yeah, so when you guys go out shopping, you won't have any purple-haired freaks disrupting your day.
I try to continue to. Another liberal protest is coming up, and it is guaranteed to fail. Let me tell you why. So you're going to hear about a mass blackout. They're going to be trying to shut down the entire system by not going to restaurants and not shopping, so on and so forth, from November 25th to December 2nd. Funny part is they had to say no restaurants twice. I wonder why, but I digress. The reason I know this is not going to work is because your average leftist has the attention span of a fruit fly. They can barely keep their dates straight. Okay, when's No Kings 1? When's No Kings 2? When's No Kings 3? What's the mass blackout? All they know how to do is be anti-Trump, so they're going to try to continue to whip up these events to try to have something to look forward to on their social calendar, because all they can do is stand against him. So what you're going to see is individuals are going to hype this up, right? And they're going to say, oh, this is going to be the biggest protest ever. And nothing material is going to develop from this. They seem to act like they all hold the purse strings to the economy when they are the first ones who are typically looking for a handout instead of trying to be productive in the economy themselves. So what do you think is going to happen? So just so you know, when you see people start to talk about this mass blackout, November 25th to December 2nd, it's not going to work, just like everything else they always are coming up with. So if you didn't know before, now you know. Thank you.
More failures. I suggest we support Democrats to continue. Now these rather evil brain numbskulls have submitted Stop Ballroom Bribery Act, such hypocrites like to suppose have submitted Wake Up America. Okay, so Wake Up America just dropped the bombshell. Yes, it exposes everything. Democrats are advertising the mass blackout to, quote, crash Trump's economy and take the country back. Who? Take it back from who? The American people voted. Okay? Is that who you're taking it back from? You're taking it back from the workers seeing bigger paychecks, the families enjoying prosperity? This is not resistance, it's revenge. They're so blinded by their hatred of Trump, they'll torch the entire economy just to hurt him. Except it won't hurt Trump. It'll hurt every American trying to make a living. So, folks, we've reached peak Trump derangement syndrome. The left is so desperate, so unhinged that they're calling for Americans to commit economic terrorism. They want you to stop working, stop earning, stop feeding your family, all because they lost an election. This is what happens when political hatred becomes more important than patriotism. They'd rather see America fail than to see Trump succeed. But here's the reality. When Black Friday rolls around, these same virtue-signaling liberals will be the first in line at Target. They can't resist a good deal any more than they can resist posting about their fake outrage. The mass blackout will fail because it's all performance and no principle. So here's my question for you guys in the comment section. Will the mass blackout be the left's biggest failure yet? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments. And remember, you can support real American businesses by grabbing some Next News gear from our merch shop. You'll find the link in the description. Okay. Looks like we got $2 coming from Fran during that segment. Thank you, Fran. And our Boyd dropping $10. What's up, our Boyd? This message from Tony Houston. Flush that sewer. YouTube wouldn't take his chat. Huh. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen with YouTube sometimes. Okay, well, we've got some big developments coming out of all of this Epstein drop. It's coming out. There's even more. Yes, it is. We're going to find out. Okay. Yeah, empty fridge. Okay. All right. Let's move into it. Brian. All right, Brian. Are you having trouble with the cues, Brian? Are you distracted? Yeah. Let's try to minimize those distractions, please. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready. We'll rock and roll here. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. Yes? No? Ready? Waiting? All right. A member of Congress sits in an official hearing. She pulls out her phone and she texts Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted child sex trafficker, for advice on how to question the witness in front of her. Oh, the Washington Post actually reporting on this now. The text messages are real. She took direction from a pedophile during government business, 11 years after his first arrest for crimes. And when caught, she actually defended it. I'm speaking of Stacey Plaskett. Yes, she's still in Congress. She's still on the Intelligence Committee. Can you believe that? Now, we're not talking about old connections or past mistakes. We're talking about active coordination between sitting members of Congress and a convicted sex trafficker. Stacey Plaskett was literally taking instructions from Jeffrey Epstein in real time while conducting official government business. This is all new. And think about the implications. How many decisions were influenced? How many questions were planted? How many investigations were corrupted? Only gets worse. Yes, she's still on the Intelligence Committee, and she has access to America's most classified secrets while texting with predators. Now, of course, Jeffrey is long gone unless he's on another island somewhere. But the Washington Post confirming the text influenced her questioning. Again, this is not speculation. It's documented fact. And when Republicans moved to censure her, you know what happened? Democrats circled the wagons. They protected her, which means they're complicit. Every Democrat who voted against censure just endorsed taking orders from Jeffrey Epstein. And speaking of corrupt systems, well, America fights back. We got this breaking news that the Trump administration just dropped a bombshell mining document. I'm talking about Executive Order 14241. They just named Alaska's Palmer Project as essential for national security. And guess what? Vizsla Copper owns it. We're talking $3.5 billion in copper, zinc, and silver that our military desperately needs. Now, this is the same team that built Vizsla Silver into $1 billion valuation, and the Palmer acquisition just happened. Wall Street has not even caught up yet. When other Alaskan miners like Trilogy Metals got government backing, their shares exploded over 200%. Now, Vizsla trades as VCUF in the U.S. and VCU.V in Canada. With explicit White House support for fast-tracking domestic production, this actually could be very monumental. So thanks to Vizsla Copper for sponsoring today's video. Get their presentation at the link below before the market wakes up. Now, the cover-up, my friends, is even more disgusting than the crime. When CNN confronted Plaskett, she actually said, I believe Jeffrey had information, and I was going to get information to get to the truth. She's actually defending it. She's justifying taking advice from a child predator because she wanted dirt on Trump. Representative Grijalva refused to condemn her, saying he refuses judgment until he hears the full story. What full story? She was texting a pedophile during a congressional hearing. That is the story. Even CNN's Caitlin Collins grilled Hakeem Jeffries for 2 minutes straight about his party's Epstein connections, and he couldn't give a straight answer. You want to see it? Here's the breakdown. This actually shocked the hell out of me today. This is the post from the Washington Post. I couldn't believe this. Washington Post, Epstein's text messages may have influenced her, Stacey Plaskett. The newly released documents from, this is the freaking Post. The newly released documents from Jeffrey Epstein estate show he texted with a Democrat member of Congress during congressional hearing with Michael Cohen. They dug up the video of the moment it happened. We have the video now. Everything in Congress is recorded. Even when they're banging each other on the dais. Remember that one? That guy didn't get in any trouble either. Anyway, ugh, that was a horrible visual. Sorry. But so someone went back. Washington Post went back. They pulled the tape, and here it is.
Newly released texts appear to show that Jeffrey Epstein influenced a lawmaker's questions during a 2019 hearing with Michael Cohen, who was testifying against his former boss, Donald Trump. The texts between Epstein and Democratic delegate Stacey Plaskett, who represents the U.S. Virgin Islands, were sent in Pacific time. At 7:41 that morning, Epstein texted Plaskett, "Are you chewing?" 1 minute later, she responded, "Not anymore." Minutes before Plaskett was set to question Cohen, Epstein texted. Cohen brought up Rona, keeper of the secrets, misspelling her first name. Plaskett responded, "Rona?" and then asked, "Quick, I'm up next. Is that an acronym?" Epstein replied, "That's his assistant." Minutes later, Plaskett asked Cohen about Trump's assistant.
Is Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is the Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's involved in a lot that went on.
Epstein texted again after Plaskett finished her questions. Good work. After the Post published this report, Plaskett's office issued a statement that read in part, during the hearing, Congresswoman Plaskett received texts from staff, constituents, and the public at large offering advice, support, and in some cases partisan vitriol, including from Epstein. Newly released texts appear to show that Jeffrey Epstein influenced a lawmaker.
The Washington Post, of all places, actually doing work. And yes, she's still on the Intelligence Committee. The Epstein texts. Here you are. They're on screen for you. Cohen brought up Rona, keeper of the secrets. Rona, quick, come up. Is that an acronym? That's his assistant. Rona, good work. Yep. Colluding and coordinating. Oversight Committee dropping the bomb 11 hours ago. Day 5. Waiting for Representative Robert Garcia and Oversight Dems to condemn Stacey Plaskett for colluding with Epstein during a congressional hearing. Zero zip, zilch, nada. Of course, last night he voted no on censuring her. Does Robert Garcia stand by Plaskett's actions? And then they were quote tweeting themselves of only 24 hours ago. It's a good day for Democrats to condemn Stacey Plaskett, who was texting Jeffrey Epstein from a congressional hearing seeking advice on questioning a discredited witness.
Mr. Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this
Unreal.
committee even today in a written submission that contradicted.
It is unreal to see the text messages presented on screen at the very second that she is looking down and reading them in the middle of this hearing. This is mind-blowing.
Your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Did you review? Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record? Yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign.
She texts, look at that. Look at that. Quick, I'm up next. Is that an acronym?
Involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today, it was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
Uh-huh.
The
You got to
Trump
quickly give us
organization.
as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Ms. Rona, what is Ms. Rona's position?
Rona Graff is the Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be
Oh, wow. Busted. Here's Democrat Representative Giuffre refusing to condemn Stacey Plaskett's coordination with Epstein. Even CNN. This is crazy. Washington Post, CNN doing actual work?
important for us to just to note you did vote against this Republican attempt to censure Plaskett for her conversations with Epstein. But do you think there should be an ethics investigation that, you know, a member of Congress, I know she's a Democratic.
Oh, did you see her? Did you see her? She kind of sighed. She's like, yeah. She said ethics investigation, and she goes, You saw, yeah. They know that she's screwed, and they know that they're covering for it. Oh man, I would not want to be these people.
Colleague was texting with a sexual predator in 2019.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to understand what that whole transaction was, having been able to see just what happened with my colleague and a attempt to censure him and Chuy Garcia. I know that most of the time when you hear one little snippet of what happened, it's not the full story. And so I reserve judgment until I hear the full story.
Just to know,
reserve judgment. Well, we have the full story. We have the full text exchange. We have that on video. So we have it all. Don't play games here. And who loves to play games but Timo Obama? Over at CNN again, Caitlin Collins putting Jeffries in the heat seat about Epstein for over 2 minutes straight on national television. Wow, Caitlin doing the work. Jeffries tries to dodge questions about his and his party's connections, but Collins came at him like a locomotive. Oh, boy.
Do you think it was appropriate for her to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein 11 years after he pleaded guilty?
I mean, I have not had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett to discuss this issue because we've been focused today on making...
Oh, I haven't had a chance to talk to her about it. That wasn't the question, dude. It wasn't the question. Do you think it was appropriate? That was the question.
Do you think it was appropriate for her to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein 11 years after he pleaded guilty?
I mean, I have not had a conversation with Stacey Plaskett to discuss this issue because we've been focused today on making sure that there was a decisive vote as it related to the Epstein files and the release. I'm thankful for the work of Representative Massey, of Ro Khanna, but most importantly, the survivors.
Do you plan to talk to her about it?
I think that we successfully defeated a resolution that lacked any basis, was not credible, and was being brought by an individual who was trying to weaponize this issue to reinvigorate his own failed gubernatorial campaign in South Carolina. It was rejected on a bipartisan basis on the floor today. That's the end of the story.
Okay, so she's got two questions up. He deflected on both.
Yeah, I was just asking if you personally believe messaging with Jeffrey Epstein, who is at that point a registered sex offender, is appropriate for a member of the House Democratic Caucus.
All right, there's question 3. Where are we going?
That's the third time you've asked me this question, and I'm going to give you the same exact answer. Our focus today is on making sure that the Jeffrey Epstein files were released. If you want to have a conversation with Stacey Plaskett about it, I'm sure she'd be willing to talk to you. It was an illegitimate effort to try to remove her from the House Committee on Intelligence, and that was defeated in a bipartisan way.
Well, let me ask you about you, because the White House has been highlighting an email that I'm sure you've seen today.
Now we're going to go to the email of you. Dime store, Obama.
That Jeffrey Epstein got in 2013. They say it shows you were soliciting money and dinner from an Epstein. The email was not sent from you. It was sent from a political consulting firm called Dynamic SRG that says, "We are thrilled to announce we are working with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Shoot us an email or give us a call if you would like to get involved." What's your response? Do you recall that email being sent to Jeffrey Epstein from that team?
Yeah, of course, I have no recollection of the email. I've never had a conversation with him, never met him, know nothing about him other than the extreme things that he's been convicted of doing. And that's why, I'm just strongly supportive of the effort, backing the survivors to make sure that everything can come out, whatever is in those Department of Justice files.
So you never got a donation from Jeffrey Epstein or anything like that?
Certainly not.
Do you think it was appropriate?
We're going to find out where that money went. Okay, so let's go to the horse's mouth. Caitlin Dorr says, what? Quote tweeting rapid response of the video of Plaskett on CNN. Uh-oh.
Move forward. If I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had...
So she's now officially responding.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that...
I'm just going to move forward. I'm just moving forward. I'm going to ignore that moment like it never happened.
That's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein...
A lot of people do a lot of crimes. But how many of them have your phone number to text you during committee? Oh, the guy with the deep pockets and the massage table in the island? Sure. Oh, this is crazy. Uh-oh. Scott Jennings just turned his camera on. He's out of the CNN newsroom. He says Democrats want to be careful what they wish for regarding the release of the Epstein files. Uh-oh.
Congressional hearing. Democrats maybe want to be careful what they wish for here. First, things you should know. A member of the Democratic Conference named Stacey Plaskett, she's a member of the House, was found to have been texting with Epstein in 2019 about what to say in a congressional hearing. You heard that correctly. Literally, a Democrat member of the House, Plaskett, was taking orders from, being programmed by Jeffrey Epstein after he was a convicted sex trafficker. She's sitting in a hearing. She's texting him, what do I say now? He says, say this. And then she instantly says it. Jeffrey Epstein effectively owned and operated a member of the U.S. House of Representatives who is a Democrat. Another prominent Democrat named Larry Summers, you've heard of him. He's the former president of Harvard. He was the Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton, was found in documents to have been soliciting dating advice from Epstein. Summers wanted to get advice on how to approach much younger women. Summers, again, a Democrat, now says he's stepping away from his public commitments and apologizing for his actions. So let's do this. The debate is underway on the floor of the House. Let's first hear from House Speaker Mike Johnson, who's asking some good questions here.
The Biden Department of Justice had the files the entire time. And not a single one of the people who are so loud and animated right now, they never said anything about it for all those 4 years. None of them held press conferences. None of them demanded the release of the documents. And under Biden's DOJ, when they prosecuted just Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, not a single one of these Democrats or any of the proponents of the discharge ever made any noise about that at all. So it's fair for the American people to ask the question, why now? Why suddenly are they so interested? They have such an urgent interest in the Jeffrey Epstein matter. The truth is simple and straightforward and obvious for anyone who is willing to look at it objectively. Clearly, this is a political exercise for Democrats and a few others, sadly, and it is as deceitful and dishonest as their pointless stunt to shut down the government.
Now, it is pretty clear, by the way.
Oh, it is pretty clear. We know the games. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Allison Steinberg is back. We asked a leader for AZ about reports Congressman Plaskett was texting Epstein during a hearing.
I haven't. It's just been revealed that Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett was actually texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing. I know you're new here, welcome, but what is your response to that? And should Democrats move to censure her, saying she was texting with a convicted child sex offender? I have no information about that. I can't verify that information, and so I'd rather not speak on it. It's just been.
Yeah, nice deflection here. Here's Representative Anna Paulina Luna, 22 hours ago. The Plaskett censure failed because House leadership exchanged that censure failure for the withdrawal of a vote to censure and refer Corey Mills to House ethics. The swamp protects itself.
Gentlelady, for what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition?
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
The gentlelady from Florida will state her inquiry.
I was wondering if the Speaker of the House of Representatives can explain why leadership on both sides, both Democrat and Republican, are cutting back-end deals to cover up public corruption in the House of Representatives from both Republican and Democrat members of Congress.
The gentlelady has not stated a proper parliamentary inquiry.
Thank you very much, but I think the American people know what happened tonight.
Oh, mic drop. Mic drop.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Florida seek recognition?
Mic drop. You just saw the ultimate betrayal. Representative Anna Paulina Luna moved to censure Plaskett. The swamp made a deal. House leadership traded that censure failure for withdrawing another ethics investigation. They literally horse traded accountability for an accomplice to Jeffrey Epstein. Scott Jennings, you saw summing it up perfectly. Epstein was programming a congressional Democrat after he was a convicted trafficker. Programming, not advising, programming, like she was his puppet. And Congress just voted to let her keep her strings attached. See, this is your government, America. Democrats taking real-time instructions from Jeffrey Epstein during official hearings, using his coaching to attack their political enemies, and when they get caught red-handed, they protect each other like a mafia family. Stacey Plaskett should be expelled from Congress, not protected by it. And every Democrat who voted against her censure just told you that they're fine with people like Jeffrey Epstein running our government by proxy. They chose party over children and power over principles and Epstein over America. Tim Burchett, what did he say? He said, I am totally disgusted with this bunch of losers. Well, so am I, Congressman. So am I. Let's have a conversation. We're going to talk about this in the comments. Here's the question. Should Plaskett be immediately removed from the Intelligence Committee? Yes or no, or worse? Sound off below. And if you want to support real journalism that exposes this corruption, check out our merch shop. The link's in the description because somebody has to hold them accountable. All right. No new super chats to speak of at the moment. Actually, we do have one. Tony Houston was capable of presenting a super sticker, a pair character, lifting some weights, saying, keep it up. Yes, and removed from government. I see you, John. Yes, most definitely, and honestly, she should be investigated. Well, we've got some more news to get to now. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, boy. All right. Now we're going to Dearborn, Michigan. An American journalist walks down an American street in an American city. Within minutes, he's maced, assaulted, surrounded by a mob, chanting in Arabic. The police watch. They do nothing. The attackers walk free. The journalist, he's the only one they blame. Welcome to Dearborn, Michigan. That's right. What happened there should terrify every American who believes in the rule of law because we just watched a city fall. Now, remember, this is not about a religion. This isn't about protest rights. This is about whether American law still applies in American cities. When Cam Higby tried to report on a demonstration in Dearborn, he was attacked by masked militants. Christians were spit on, pelted with dirt, pepper sprayed. Jake Lang reported being assaulted dozens of times just for being there. And the police, they let the attackers go. Now think about what this means. If journalists can't report without being attacked, if Americans can't walk their own streets safely, if violent mobs can operate with impunity while police stand down, then we don't have a city anymore. We have an occupied zone. And if it can happen in Dearborn, it can happen anywhere. Yes, your town, your neighborhood, even your street. And while chaos erupts in our streets, I have found something that brings real healing to our homes. Red light therapy changed my life after Jonathan Otto introduced me to it. My wife's chronic pain from her diagnosis gone, her anxiety vanished, my own energy recovery better than guys half my age. Now, this is not some gimmick. Major medical journals are publishing studies showing 300% faster healing, pain elimination in minutes, even brain regeneration. NASA has researched it. The FDA has cleared it. Jonathan's panels, and I own one, they use 9 specific wavelengths with hospital-grade components, 0 EMF exposure. The same technology costs thousands of dollars at clinics, but now it's available for your home. Visit myredlight.com and make sure you use code NNN for the best deal available. Don't wait months for appointments or pay clinic prices. Your body will thank you. It's linked below. But here's what should really chill your blood. At the Dearborn City Council meeting, a masked member of the violent group named By Any Means Necessary stood at the microphone and called for violence against anyone who blasphemes Islam at an official government meeting in America. And they let him speak. Wall Street apes captured the scene that went viral, hundreds surrounding Americans chanting Allahu Akbar over and over, not as prayer, but as intimidation, as a show of force. One witness explained what it really means in that context. Not that God is great, but we are dominant. Here's a moment. This was captured. Here's Jake Lang, 23 hours ago.
Hey, yo. I'm upside down.
I don't know. I mean, he's
I was punched harder by Capitol Police Officer lady, so it's okay. Hey, yo, guys,
Wow. Oh, he just got sucker punched right there. Front lines, Turning Point USA, 24 hours ago. Watch, quote, we need to be extremely careful how we tread and integrate Islam into the West, if at all. UK-born political commentator Jade Warwick delivers a stark warning at today's Americas Against Islamification protests in Dearborn, Michigan. Let's go to that news report.
I don't feel...
Is this reminiscent of anything that you've seen in London or in the UK?
Yeah, so I left the UK 10 years ago because I saw this taking over. Unfortunately, I don't believe that Islam is compatible with the West. And as much as they want to assimilate and respect the law of the land, their women are still covered. They still do not have as many rights as Western women. I don't feel safe in these communities if I was walking through there alone. I do feel safe in Poland. The problem is the governments, they don't stand up for the people of the country. So my family were in the UK for generations, and we felt abandoned by our government. We felt as if they were protecting the asylum seekers and the migrants over the citizens, the natural-born citizens of the United Kingdom. And as Muslim immigration, Islamic immigration has increased in Europe and the UK, so has the crime rates, so has rapes, murders, molestation of children. It's very dangerous, and unfortunately, their cultures are vastly different to ours. We need to be extremely careful how we tread and integrate Islam into the West, if at all. But personally, I think that it's happening too fast and at such a huge number that we're unable to actually control it. And we should be able to control our countries. These are our countries, first and foremost. Brits founded America. They brought over Western values. They brought the Constitution. The UK doesn't even have the Constitution, unfortunately, at this point. They are governed by the Human Rights Act from the UN, but that does not protect free speech. So really, the only place in the world that Christians are protected and your free speech is protected is America. And that's why I say God bless the Constitution and God bless America. This is the best country in the world.
Wow. Wow. Dearborn, Michigan. Haley, posting this 21 hours ago. This man I interviewed in Dearborn, Michigan, shares what the term Allahu Akbar means to Muslim men.
Jesus is King, Jesus is God. The false narratives that you're getting from Dearborn is completely false.
So when this group of young men here, who is the next generation, are chanting Allahu Akbar, what is that?
That is, God is the greatest. Don't you say God, Jesus is the greatest?
Yes.
So the way that you guys say Jesus is King, Jesus is God, Jesus is Son of God, is why we say Allahu Akbar.
Okay.
It means there's only one God and one true God.
Yeah.
You guys,
So
Christians.
it's not any, because I think a lot of people would interpret that as a threat or something that happened.
Right,
before.
because of 9/11, and
Yes.
who created the narrative of 9/11? It's the
Probably
Jews, not the Jews. The
government?
The Zionists. No, unfortunately, it's the Zionists. It's the government and the Zionists together.
Yeah.
It's one whole entity. They formed that narrative and destroying the name of Islam. The same way we you guys are scared that Islam is gonna destroy the name of Christianity.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. Never will happen. We won't allow that if we get any extremists out of the countries, because there are extremists in both religions, both sides.
Yeah.
So we don't sit there and defend the extremists that actually say, absurd things. We just want to fight for the truth and fight for unity. That's it. We live in peace here. There is no problem here. You can interview every single American, Italian, Jew, anything you'd like. They will all tell you the same thing. We are united here. These young generation here.
How come nobody's smoking weed? Everybody be much happier.
Excuse me. So yeah, all this young generation, they're influenced. They're influenced by the internet, how people react to things. They want to be the front voice of things. So yeah, they're sitting there chanting Allahu Akbar, but that is because it means God is the greatest. The same way Jake Lang is shouting Christ is King. Now we don't take that as offense at all. But who takes that to offense? Jake Lang and his little proxies. Okay? So all we're trying to say is God is the greatest. It is no threat. It's just saying, like you're saying, Jesus is king. The false.
So that's how they interpret it here. Here is more. Ryan Amaker, a masked far-left scum maced and viciously assaulted journalist Cam Higby, spewing Nazi and fascists like rabid dogs they are, all for daring to expose them with a camera. Oh, boy.
Get the fuck back over.
Get walking, Nazi. Get fucking walking, Nazi.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm not trying to be recorded. I just want to open dialogue.
Keep going, motherfucker. Keep going. Keep going.
No one wants to dialogue with a Nazi.
I voted for Bernie in 2015. I really
don't fucking care. Fuck you. Fuck you. Keep walking, motherfucker.
Please. Get out of here.
Keep going, you fucking Nazi.
I'm just trying to have dialogue, man.
I don't care about your fucking dialogue. Your dialogue's based off the extermination of other people. Get the fuck across the street, motherfucker. Get the fuck across the street.
We're not hostile. We're not hostile here. We're not hostile. Please, we understand. We're all angry. I know. He's a groyper. I understand. He tries to say things to make it seem like he's nice and like he's cool. We understand. Nice camera guys right there. I understand that. But
I support your rights. You can be whoever you want to be, and I honestly support
Get
that.
fucking going. Get fucking going.
Tolerant left, everybody.
Keep walking, Nazi. Keep walking, Nazi. This is a fucking neo-Nazi. Get going across the fucking street. You are not welcome here. Go.
Why is he not welcome on the public sidewalk?
You are not welcome. Go.
Sir, or ma'am, why is he not welcome on the public sidewalk?
Fucking neo-Nazi.
Get the fuck out, please. No one wants to talk to you. You're trying to start this small talk shit.
Why is he not welcome on a public sidewalk?
Nazi. Go. 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 Go.
relax. He's not here to harm us or anything. He's not here to revoke us or anything.
Even their own people are telling this guy to back off. Oh, my goodness.
I understand that, but the conversations that we've had, I'm pretty sure he's not going to go against it because he's all on camera. Okay, he's a cool guy. But
he's not a cool guy.
I understand what he stands for. And he's cool right now. He's not harassing us. He's not doing anything. He's just talking to us. That's it.
You get all Nazis out of any given space.
We understand. We understand that. We understand that. Do not cause any. That's it. Have a normal conversation.
That I'm not going to fucking do.
Because that's all they want from you is your reaction. You know better than that. that. We all know better than to give them a reaction, right? You getting this? Right.
I know the one thing that has always fucking worked, and that's forcing Nazis out of any fucking space they try to have.
100%. But by showing them how we actually are, okay, with open arms all the time. That's what we are. That's how we are. That's how we operate. They will look stupid. They will feel stupid. At the end of the day, most of them don't feel stupid because they are stupid. All right.
Sir, why is he not welcome on a public sidewalk?
Get the camera out of my face. Get that camera out of my face, or I'll take it from you. Okay.
Get the fuck back over.
Wow. And that's how that ended. Good God. Here it is. This is the moment. Andy No published this 24 hours ago. A masked member of the violent Antifa group, by any means necessary, speaks at a city council meeting about the need to violently counter those who blaspheme against Islam. BAMN is a project of the UEAA nonprofit.
All right, great. Thank you for coming forward. We just kind of remind you to state your name and address for the record, and then you have a 3-minute time.
My name is Leanna. I'm on Holland. I live at 2051 Hyde Park Road in Detroit. I came here today to stand in solidarity with Dearborn and its diverse peoples of all religion and races. Today, I'm part of the group DAM, by any means necessary. Our full name is the Coalition to Defend Affirmative Action, Integration, Immigrant Rights, and Fight for Equality by any means necessary. And we came today to say that fascists are not welcome in Dearborn. The likes of Hudson and Lang are not welcome in Dearborn. I think that that was made extremely clear by the action today. People saw what was happening, and they came out and provided the welcome that such people deserve. And I think this really sets a model to other cities who are facing these same kinds of attacks. They are just doing these attacks on behalf of the Trumps of the world. They're doing this on their behalf. This is a real policy, and I just think today we really showed that we really stood to say that, like, we are one people and one nation, and we are not about, we are standing against we are standing against fascism in Dearborn and anywhere that we may see it. And I just think that we really, by the end of the march that I was on, they went from being maybe, I don't know, around 50 people to like 3 guys with a banner, because they had been scared away. And I think that is exactly the kind of action that is needed. And I think Dearborn really set the model for how to deal with these situations. And I just hope that, I think things like this will continue to happen, but I think that we know what to do, and we need to keep doing it. And what was done today was exactly what was needed. So I would just encourage people to continue to build the movement to get Donald Trump out and defeat his fascist movement, and to build a movement that can put the oppressed in power. Thank you.
Damn right, we love you.
Okay, and then we have this. Cam Higby calling out the mayor.
Today on the streets of Dearborn, I was pepper sprayed, maced by protesters because I asked them simply why they were harassing and touching another individual who had stated repeatedly that he was only on their side of the street to talk to them and have a dialogue. My phone was smashed. You can see the broken camera right there. They stole $50 out of my pocket, and they stole my microphone receiver. I went and I told one of your officers, badge number 3668, that this had happened. He told me there was nothing that could be done about it unless I went to the station. I told him, I can't go to the station. I'm working. I'm doing my job. He said, I'm working too. I said, yeah, and your job is to protect me and all of the people that are out here today. Okay? So we said that I could go into the station later. I told him, you're never going to catch the guy if I go into the station later. He's going to leave. He's dressed head to toe in black bloc. I filmed the whole thing, but he had a mask on his face. You'll never, ever get an opportunity to arrest that person ever again if you don't go and get him right now. He said, sir, I can't leave my post. 5 minutes later, I caught him in the parking lot on a personal phone call. Okay? Repeatedly today, I watched people that are in this room get attacked by other people that are in this room. I watched your officers not respond to those attacks repeatedly. Then I saw somebody who was in this group, which again, I'm a journalist. I'm just documenting what's going on, and I'm here to tell you what's going on. I saw somebody in this group get arrested. I asked the officers, habeas corpus, please articulate probable cause for arresting this person. They refused to. I asked name and badge number. They refused to give me their name and badge number as a member of the press with my badge clearly displayed. They would not tell me why they were arresting this person. They just did it. Okay? Yesterday, I was exploring Dearborn. I came here just to document this from Seattle as a journalist. Okay? I was exploring Dearborn. I walked up and down Michigan Avenue. There wasn't very many people out. Then we wanted to hear the call to prayer that we've heard so much about. So we went to a mosque. And at that mosque, I was followed by a drone. If I moved forward, the drone moved forward. If I went backwards, the drone went backwards. I went to a gas station, and that drone waited outside of the gas station, just above the door, for me to leave so it could begin following me again. I was followed by vehicles, and I was followed by individuals on foot. There was a lot of talk in here today about sexism. So I'd like to quote the Prophet Muhammad. Okay? One of my favorite quotes from the Prophet Muhammad. A woman's testimony is worth half that of a man's due to the deficiency of her mind. God created two sexes, one superior and one inferior. That's why your women wear hijabs, because they're inferior to men. That's why in most Muslim countries they can't leave their homes without permission of a male guardian. Is my time up?
You have 30 seconds.
You had 30 seconds. Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah,
okay, great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I shouldn't feel like a dhimmi in my country. That's what I feel like in Dearborn, Michigan. It doesn't feel like home. I feel like a dhimmi, a second-class citizen, which is what Christians are in the majority of Muslim countries. Dhimmis. Second-class citizens. And the policing in this city, that's exactly what happens. And I know rank-and-file officers in pretty much every city usually want to take care of these problems. You're the one giving the orders, Mr. Mayor. These guys definitely want to do something about them. They're business. Look at them. These guys are all business. Your orders. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right there. Cam Higby walking into that same city council meeting, dropping a truth bomb. Seems like the Dearborn police want the National Guard deployed because we don't adhere to Sharia law here in the United States. The room went silent because everyone knows he's right. When your own police are signaling for military backup, when they're letting criminals walk to avoid confrontation, when mob rule replaces the rule of law, you don't have a city anymore, you have a conquest. Dearborn's been conquered, my friends. So this is the red line, America. When journalists are attacked for filming, when Americans are assaulted for their faith, when violent mobs operate with impunity while police cower, we're not witnessing diversity, we're watching the death of law and order. Now, Dearborn didn't fall overnight. It happened while good people stayed quiet, while politicians played games, and while we pretended this was normal. It's not normal, it's surrender. And every American needs to ask themselves, if we won't defend free speech and safety in our own cities, what exactly are we conserving? Let's have a conversation now. Should the National Guard be deployed to restore order in Dearborn, yes or no? Let me know. Comment below and grab your next news gear from our shop. Links in the description, because real Americans still believe in a real America. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. No super chats to speak of. Where are we at the moment with the super chats? We're at $55. Thank you guys, everyone who's stepping up. No, send in the military, says John. All right, let's go to our next topic. Okay. Okay, okay, let's continue here. We got, let's see, where is it? Okay, let's see. There's Bo Garcia. Okay. Okay. Democrats just introduced a bill so insane, so petty, and so desperately unhinged that even their own supporters are laughing at them. They want to make it illegal for Trump to use private money to renovate the White House ballroom. Not taxpayer money, private donations from Americans who want their president's home to look respectable, and they're calling it bribery. Meanwhile, these same Democrats are swimming in Epstein cash. You can't make this up. Not at all. I mean, think about the precedent that this sets. If Democrats can criminalize private citizens donating to improve government buildings, what's next? Making it illegal to donate to libraries, to parks, to monuments? This is not about corruption. Trump's not taking a penny. It's about control, and they want to dictate how every dollar is spent, even private money that saves taxpayers millions of dollars. And here's the kicker. While they're screaming about ballroom renovations, they're cashing checks from convicted sex traffickers. While they're calling private donations bribery, they're taking orders from Jeffrey Epstein during congressional hearings. This is projection on steroids, and they're so terrified of Trump's success that they will criminalize charity itself if it makes him look good. And while Democrats criminalize saving taxpayer money, Trump just turbocharged American mining independence. Yes, we got some breaking news. Executive Order 14241 has declared Alaska's Palmer Project critical for national security, and Vizsla Copper now controls it. Now, this $3.5 billion deposit contains the copper, the zinc, and silver that America's military and energy grid desperately need. This is the same team that propelled Vizsla Silver to $1 billion valuation, and it's now running that operation. The Palmer acquisition, it was just announced, and the market has not even priced in this government backing yet. Now, we've seen what happens when Trilogy Metals or Nova Minerals shot up over 200% with similar support. Now, get this. Vizsla trades, write this down, VCUFF in the U.S. and VCU.V in Canada. And with the White House fast-tracking domestic production, this could be the ground floor of something massive. You can check out the presentation. It's linked below, and we thank them for supporting this show. My friends, the hypocrisy is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Okay? People are nailing it perfectly. These evil brain numbskulls submitted the Stop Ballroom Bribery Act while Stacey Plaskett was in bed financially with Jeffrey Epstein. They're literally trying to criminalize Trump accepting private donations to fix the people's house while they're on the Epstein donor list. Think about that. They took money from Epstein but want to arrest Trump for accepting donations to restore a ballroom. This is not governance. It's gaslighting with a gavel. And who's leading the charge? Pocahontas herself. Listen.
Have business. Look, at this point, you'd have to be living under a rock to miss the videos of Donald Trump destroying the entire East Wing of the White House. But the real question is, who is paying for Trump's gold-encrusted ballroom? Giant corporations like Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta are all coughing up millions of dollars to build Trump's ballroom. Why? Many of these CEOs and billionaire corporations have business in front of the Trump administration right now. So the obvious question is, what are these corporate donors expecting in return for their money? Like, they're not donating to Trump's ballroom out of the goodness of their hearts. If you ask me, it sure looks like bribery for special favors from Donald Trump and his administration. That's why I launched an investigation into Donald Trump using the White House for potential corruption. The American people deserve to know the truth.
You know what I'd like to know the truth about? All the people that bought Hunter Biden's artwork. Did we ever get answers about that? Yeah. The guy doing finger painting for millions of dollars. Right? Where was Pocahontas on that one? Yeah, she was pretty quiet, wasn't she? And we're talking about finger painting with Hunter Biden. Crackhead. What's Trump doing? He's beautifying the White House. Yeah. 21 minutes ago, the Stop Ballroom Bribery Act introduced on Tuesday. When is the one for Stop Foreign Governments Bribery Act going to be submitted, or the Stop Enabling Pedophiles Act, or the You Work for the People, You Not Yourselves Act? Here's President Trump. When he, this is 7 hours ago, talking about the construction of the ballroom, reflecting on what he told the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia.
If not the... Yesterday, we had a phenomenal visit at the White House celebrating the 80-year bond between the United States and Saudi Arabia. We ended with an unbelievable show last night in a room that was far too small, but the next time you're here, you'll have a much bigger room. It's gonna be much bigger. I made more enemies last night by we had 119 people. That was a record for the room. So they've wanted for 150 years. They've been clamoring for a ballroom at the White House, and we're giving them one. We're giving them one plus, and it'll be something. But you'll be here. You'll be among the first, if not the first, if you'd like. We'll work it out.
Now think about what he just said there. Okay? Next time you are here, you'll have a much bigger room. Now, let me give you some inside baseball here. When you have dignitaries that arrive at the White House, I've been there for several. Where are they received? Yes, they're received at the main West Wing entrance. But where do they do their official ceremonies? Their signing, their press briefings. Where do these things occur? They occur in the East Room. Now, I've been in the East Room. All right? With Tiger Woods. When President Trump was there with Tiger Woods. When President Trump signed the executive order to get rid of the Department of Education. It's cramped in there. It gets hot in there. I mean, there's stuff on the walls there that have been there for over 100 years. You can't get too close to these things. It is packed. So when he talks about this smaller room, that's what he's referring to. So think about when you have a dignitary, of course it's the White House. It has its own stature. It's just built in. It's baked in to the history. But imagine having a beautiful, big ceremony when you have a dignitary that comes in, and that dignitary deserves it. And they set up a beautiful presentation with flags and a band and a walkway and a reception. Right? It is going to be a glorious moment when that ballroom opens up. Just some background on what he's referring to there. So it's only going to add to the grandeur of the office. And Pocahontas is freaking out. Oh, Google has business before the government. When do they not have business before the government? When does Amazon not have business before the government? Seriously? That's the best you can do? Here is Kamala Harris.
And are you fucking kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So I'm not going to be distracted by, does the guy have a big fucking hammer?
Oh, wow.
What about those babies?
What about those F-bombs? Yeah, we dodged a bullet with that one, literally. She was on the weekend show with Jon Stewart. Just dropping F-bomb after F-bomb. Yeah, real dignified there, Kamala. How many cocktails did you have before you went on that show? President Trump in the Oval Office, late October, dropping the hammer on a third-rate reporter for saying he hasn't been transparent enough about the new White House ballroom.
They would listen.
I just want a quick follow-up on that question. Your response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this?
I haven't been transparent?
That some of your
Really?
critics feel it should
I've shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been. So third-rate reporters didn't look, but anybody that asked, these pictures have been in newspapers. They've been all over the place, and we're very proud of it. It's gotten great reviews. It's gotten really great reviews. So I think we've been more transparent than anybody's ever been.
Great reviews. The reviews are great. Everyone loves the reviews. Yeah, you've seen this picture before. Trump's new ballroom. a Trump tower attached to the White House. Now, wouldn't that be funny? Of course, if you didn't know, there are no buildings that are allowed in Washington, D.C. to be taller than the Washington Monument. So, of course, this is something that would never happen. But it would be quite funny if it did, right? More late October, Hakeem Jeffries, after screeching for weeks that Trump's White House ballroom renovations cost taxpayer, now admits it's being funded by private donors. Don't worry, the Democrats will spend taxpayer dollars to investigate it.
United States government. More likely, this is part of what Donald Trump has been doing since day one of his presidency, running the largest pay-to-play scheme in the history of the country.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hang on. Wait, slow your roll, Hakeem. Slow your roll. The largest pay-to-play scheme?
How dare you?
You know who ran the largest pay-to-play scheme? No, it wasn't Hunter Biden with his art collection. It was Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation. Right out of the State Department in Barack Obama's administration. That's the largest pay-to-play scheme. Timu Obama. So I just had to correct you there.
And probably soliciting donations from people who've got business before the United States government. And all of this is going to have to be investigated. It will. All of this will have to be uncovered. It will. And these people are going to be held accountable.
Oh, we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to make sure you open up your checkbook and you pay for a brick in the ballroom. You will be held accountable. Oh, wait, they have business before the government? And what does that mean? Is that a bad thing? What if they do have business before the government? What, so Trump's going to pick up the phone and be like, hey, guys, yeah, we've got a guy here. He bought a brick. He bought a brick for the ballroom. Yeah, he's got that contract. Yeah, the one for the floors in the Treasury Department. Yeah, just fast track that one, would you? Yeah, prove it, buddy. Prove it, Hakeem.
No matter how long it takes. That's going to be the reality of the situation, and that's our warning to all of these people participating in this scheming to manipulate taxpayer dollars and, of course, to destroy the people's house. The White House belongs to the American people. It doesn't belong to Donald Trump.
Yeah, and he's not using a penny of taxpayer money to do so, Hakeem. How was that payday from Jeffrey, by the way? How did that work out for you? Late October, Donald Trump Jr. discussing the big, beautiful ballroom, reacting to Hillary Clinton freaking out about it.
Literally had the Democrats freaking out about it is absolutely insane. I think the greatest irony that I saw in all of this was Hillary Clinton talking about it being the people's house. Hillary Clinton, who with her husband literally had to return furniture and silverware that they stole from the White House. That was actually the property of the people. They took it with them after their term. They had to return it because people caught them stealing the furniture. You know, she's the one that's leading the charge complaining about this thing. It's absolutely nuts. This is for the betterment of the property. It costs the American taxpayer nothing, and it's going to add value, not just to my father's presidency, but to every president after him, because it's going to take some time to build. The reality is every president after him will get much more use and much more benefit from this incredible addition to the White House. The Democrats.
Think about this, too. Think about this for just a second. Let's just say, first of all, we have the majority in the House. We have the majority in the Senate. We got the executive, right? So Pocahontas and her cohorts decide they're going to introduce this bill. It's only designed to slow the whole project down, right? What are they going to do? They're going to go in and they're going to line item every single thing. They want to put it before a committee for a vote. No, see, that's not how it works. President Trump's bypassing that entire process because he's using private donations. So he can get it done. He can fast track it, execute the plan. See, because Donald Trump's no dummy. You know what? The guy wants to be able to use that ballroom before he leaves office. So imagine what would happen. Imagine what would happen if they got this bill in play, which, of course, they're not going to do. It's all theater. It's also so Pocahontas can make selfie videos and pretend like she's virtue signaling in front of all of her bays, throwing them out some vegan meat. It's all designed to slow them down. But let's just say they went ahead. They got the bill passed somehow. Trump never signed the freaking bill. But let's just say he did. In some stroke of whatever he decides he's going to sign the bill, it would just slow down the project so that he could never actually use the ballroom. All this stuff, everything they do is just designed to slow him down, roadblock him. They can make noise. They can make headlines. But the fact is that they're actually attempting to do this. They're wasting taxpayer money, taxpayer time, executing these bills. They're using the people's money to investigate what doesn't need investigating. They're using the people's money to write these laws and have their staffers run down facts, investigate, draft the bill, have their little meetings, all on the taxpayer dime. I mean, that's the irony we're talking about here. Let's jump over to the White House. Late October. Press secretary.
When it comes to this ballroom, the president has been incredibly transparent. I would reject any notion otherwise when it comes to this ballroom project. It's something he personally has obviously taken an interest into and has talked with all of you in this room many times about. You have seen the model in the Oval Office. Last night he showed that for you. But when this plan was presented and when these renderings, as soon as they were complete, the president directed me to come out here and to share them with all of you. I did an entire opening remarks about what this ballroom project was going to look like. With any construction project, there are changes over time as you assess what the project is going to look like, and we'll continue to keep you apprised of all of those changes, but just trust the process. This is going to be a magnificent addition to the White House for many years to come, and it's not costing the taxpayers anything. The president is privately funding this ballroom addition to the White House grounds.
Because he's a freaking boss, and he knows exactly how to get things done, unlike, Pocahontas. When Obama was president, Donald Trump offered to build a White House ballroom free of charge, but never got a call back. Did you know that? Bo Loudon, a good friend of the Trump family, actually met him at Mar-a-Lago. When Obama was president, Donald Trump offered to build a White House ballroom free of charge. Never got a call back. Donald Trump was going to build a ballroom for Barack. The White House ballroom was a Trump campaign promise dating back to January of 2016. Did you know that?
We'll put it, and every time the top people come over from China, they're getting these big, beautiful, they put a tent on the White House. We don't have a ballroom at the White House. I offered, by the way, Jerry, years ago to build a ballroom at the White House, free of charge, $100 million ballroom. I said, we'll get the top 5 architects in America. We'll get the top people, top everything. We'll have the best ballroom, because I noticed they always put tents up on the lawn. Number one, it's not a good security thing. Number two, the guy that owns the tents is making a fortune, okay? This poor guy, he's making so much money. All he needs is one tent, and he charges them so much, he's making a fortune. All right. But I said, I will build a ballroom. I gave it to the Obama. I actually told David Axelrod, a good guy, very capable guy. I told David Axelrod, David, I will build a ballroom free of charge, at least $100 million. We'll make it the finest ballroom in the world. We'll put it someplace so it works contextually, magnificently. It'll be done. We'll have committees set up. I never heard back. It's, it's just one of just thousands of things. If someone's going to give me a free ballroom, I'm going to take it. We'll put it in an area that'll look great. But, we don't have a ballroom at the White House. And every time the top people
promises made, promises kept. That was back on the campaign trail in 2016. Mark Partial to infamous Democrat Senators Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Robert Garcia of California sponsor waste of time legislation. The bill targeting White House ballroom donation introduced by the butthurt by the butthurt Democrats, The American people do deserve the truth about Elizabeth Warren and all her donations from Big Pharma. Those who are casting stones better make sure their house is clean. says Susan. Louis Montoya, stop wasting taxpayer money on political games. We love the ballroom and love that we are not paying for it. Billionaires footing the bill, good. Your Stop Ballroom Bribery Act is just another jealous power grab. Give it a rest. You're annoying as shite. Oh, Elizabeth Warren. 24 hours ago, she posted billionaire companies are bankrolling Trump's ballroom and it stinks of bribery. That's why Robert Garcia and I introduced a bill to crack down on this potential corruption. And then she has an infographic, guys. This is Elizabeth Warren's infographic. And I want to make it very clear that this infographic is only 1/1000th Native American. Sorry. Okay. All right. Let's break down the the 1/1000th Native American infographic. Who's paying for Trump's new ballroom? Billionaires and giant companies, many who may need something from Trump. Are we supposed to believe they're giving their money away for free? Of course not. This stinks of bribery. The solution? My new Stop Ballroom Bribery Act. And then she tags Congressman Robert Garcia in the image. Excuse me. How much you want to bet? I'm not on Elizabeth Warren's email list, or I'm not getting text messages from the Democrat Party. But how much you want to bet that she's fundraising off of this little circus act? I mean, it's just a virtue signal with no teeth, no merit, a waste of time. And that's what they do. They cook up these ideas. Oh, I got a great idea. It'll go nowhere, but I'm a member of Congress. That's what I do. We'll write this bill. We'll put it out there. Hey, Robert, make some selfie videos. Yeah. Make them look like you're really concerned about this whole bribery thing. We'll make some infographics. We'll do a whole campaign around it. But we'll raise a lot of money. Yeah. Throw out that vegan meat to our base. That's what this is really all about. That's what stinks here. Oh, yeah. 15 hours ago, James W. Thompson posts this. The Stop Ballroom Bribery Act would prevent donations from businesses or individuals with business before the government, including those facing federal litigation or enforcement action. Per CNN, it would bar the donor from remaining anonymous. And it would also require a 2-year cooling off period if you do donate, which means you can't have any business before the government for 2 years. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. Remember, this is all political theater. So you can't be anonymous? You want to donate to the people's house? Well, I guess, Hunter Biden did have a lot of anonymous donors for his finger painting. The new bill was put forth, called the Stop Bribery Act, aims to prevent donations from anyone with business before the government, plus those facing federal litigation. So here's the ultimate irony, folks. Trump's private renovation plan, it would actually save taxpayers millions and millions of dollars. He's literally refusing to use your money to fix the White House. Refusing it. The Democrats want to make that a crime. Why? Orange man bad. Simple as that. They can't stand he's actually doing something noble. They can't tolerate him being generous. They're so consumed with their hatred, they'd rather waste your tax dollars than let Trump use private funds. This is Trump derangement syndrome reaching critical mass. And folks, we've reached peak absurdity. Democrats are trying to criminalize saving taxpayer money while they swim in blood money from Jeffrey Epstein. They want to ban private citizens from donating to improve America's most famous residents while they take marching orders from convicted predators. You see, this is not politics anymore. It is mental illness masquerading as litigation. The Stop Ballroom Bribery Act will go down in history as the most pathetic, petty, hypocritical piece of garbage ever introduced in Congress. And every Democrat who supports it while cashing Epstein checks should be laughed out of Washington. You want to have a conversation? Let's do it. Is this the most desperate anti-Trump move yet? What do you think? Sound off in the comments. And support real American values by checking out our next news merch shop link below, because somebody needs to call out this insanity. Oh, yeah, baby. I want to bring up a point here. Super chat. This came from XN Zenturkman, I guess. $100 over on Rumble. That was unexpected and much appreciated. Because, I mean, it was like the last donation of the night. I was getting a little discouraged because we didn't hit our goal. On the YouTube side, we're at $55, and then all of a sudden this pops in $100. And what he said here is really actually cool. Gary, I've been watching since the Restore the Republic days. Longtime fan. Those are some good times, weren't they? Remember the website? Oh, yeah, we got a tag for that website. Oh, man. Restore the Republic, Aaron Russo, American Freedom to Fascism. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those folks. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, yes. Eccentric man. Oh, there he is in the chat. I see him. Eccentric man. Ah, okay. All right. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh, yes. Well, there you have it. 5 stories. One undeniable truth. The establishment's freaking out. They're taking America down with them, but only if we let them. You see, we started with the Epstein files detonating across Washington. Hakeem Jeffries, the supposed future of the Democrat Party, personally solicited donations from Jeffrey Epstein years after his conviction. Not a rumor, not speculation, cold hard evidence. The same Democrats screaming about Trump were literally funded by the most notorious predator in modern history. And then we watched the left launch their mass blackout economic terrorism plot. They're so desperate to hurt President Trump's economy and President Trump that they are willing to destroy small businesses, crush working families, and tank the holiday economy. Except their own people are backing out because even liberals want their Black Friday deals. You see, it's virtue signaling meeting reality, and reality, what? Wins every time. From economic sabotage to something even darker. Stacey Plaskett getting caught red-handed texting Jeffrey Epstein during congressional hearings. Taking real-time coaching from a convicted sex trafficker on how to question witnesses. The Washington Post even covering it. CNN, Caitlin Collins even grilling him on it. Congress had the chance to censure her, and they chose corruption over conscience. And over in Dearborn, Michigan, we witnessed the complete breakdown of law and order. Journalists attacked, Christians assaulted, violent mobs operating with impunity while police stand down. When hundreds surround Americans chanting in Arabic, when city officials call for violence against blasphemers, when the police chief signals for National Guard backup, that's not diversity, that's conquest. And then the cherry on top of the insanity Sunday, Democrats trying to criminalize Trump's plan to privately fund White House renovations, while at the same time swimming in Epstein money. They want to make it illegal for Trump to save taxpayer dollars. The Stop Ballroom Bribery Act, not legislation, it's a psychiatric cry for help. Every single one of these stories connects to a larger truth. The system is not broken. It's working exactly as the corrupt designed it. They protect each other. They cover for predators. They attack patriots. They surrender cities. They criminalize charity, all while lecturing you about democracy. But here's what they just don't understand. You and me, we see through it all. Every Epstein donation, every violent mob, every hypocritical bill just wakes up more Americans to the reality of who really threatens this republic. So thank you to everybody who sent in Super Chats and Rumble Rants today. You guys keep independent media alive. Tell your friends about the Raw feed. Hit up our merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com and wear your support proudly. The establishment thought they could outlast us. They thought that we'd get tired, we'd give up, we'd go away. They were wrong. We were only getting started. This has been the Raw feed. I'm Gary Franchi reminding you that the truth will set us free. But first, it will really tick off the swamp. So we'll see you next time. Stay vigilant, Patriots.